Whoa! Wow! That was an explosion of venom.
With more than 90% of the sea left unexplored, you can only imagine the deadly creatures that might be hiding beneath the tides in the deep, dark unknown. But it's safe to say that scientists and researchers have picked up speed in recent times.
They have a large circular mouth with rows of teeth. They also have teeth on their tongue.
With many discoveries being made in 2024 alone.
It has the ability to distend its jaw way out in front of its body and then snap it back to catch food.
1. Vampire squid. Scientists in China have identified a new species of vampire squid, the second known in the world. The name vampire squid alone is enough to make you want to keep your distance from these deep-sea species. Its scientific name, Vampiroteuthis infernalis, even translates to vampire squid from hell. But don't let the name fool you. These are not actually squids, but a cephalopod, which is kind of like a mix between an octopus and a squid. Vampire squids play a crucial role in cleaning up the ocean floor where they live. These squids can reach about 1 foot in length, might look menacing, but are deep-sea scavengers. They usually feed on small invertebrates, feces, and dead animals, so they're unlikely to harm anything else.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
Holy cow.
At the tip of each of its arms, you'll find light-producing organs that create bright blue bioluminescence, casting an otherworldly glow in the deep sea darkness to help them navigate the depth of the ocean. When threatened, the vampire squid has a unique defense mechanism. It inverts its webbed arms, creating a cloak that covers its mantle and exposes spiky-looking fleshy appendages called cirri on the back of its webbed arms. These usually iridescent cirri, along with the dramatic cloak, help the vampire squid keep potential predators at bay. However, unlike other cephalopods like octopuses and squids, vampire squids lack the special muscles that control pigment sacs known as chromatophores. This means they can't change their color to blend into their surroundings, making their naturally dark hues an essential aspect of their survival strategy. 2. Lionfish. The lionfish is a strikingly unique fish known for its vibrant and almost psychedelic appearance. Opinions on its beauty vary, but there's a consensus on one thing. Lionfish pose a significant threat to marine ecosystems. Marine biologists consider them one of the most harmful invasive species in the ocean. Originating from the Indo-Pacific, lionfish have spread to other regions where they have no natural predators, leading to the destruction of local fish populations. Their venomous spines can inflict painful stings, making them dangerous to both humans and other marine life. Due to their detrimental impact, there are government-sponsored programs that incentivize the removal of lionfish from affected areas to help protect and restore marine biodiversity. Lionfish can be dangerous due to humans thanks to their potent venom. While stings are infrequent and rarely fatal, they can cause extreme pain, nausea, convulsion, dizziness, fever, and numbness. Definitely not something you want to experience. Although lionfish are predatory, their aggression towards divers and fishermen is usually defensive. They use their sharp, venomous spines to protect themselves from perceived threats.
It devours everything in its path, even the youngest of fish.
3. The Magna pinna. The Magna pinna, also known as the big fin squid, is a fascinating and unusual deep-sea creature. Characterized by its extraordinarily long arms, the Magna pinna can extend up to 1.5 miles in length, giving it an alien-like appearance. These squids are rarely seen by humans, typically residing in the deep ocean and only occasionally venturing into shallower waters. The Magna pinna is notable for its enormous fins, which resemble elephant ears, and its seemingly endless arms and tentacles.
Wow. I would imagine those 2 extra long ones are the tentacles.
This rare species is found in only a few regions of the world, thousands of miles below the ocean's surface. Despite their otherworldly look, Magna pinna squids have a remarkable sense of direction, using their long fins to navigate ocean currents. To date, Magna pinna squids have only been observed a total of 8 times by humans. Their rare sightings and striking appearance make them one of the most intriguing creatures in the ocean's depths. 4. Barel fish. The Macropinna microstoma, commonly known as the Barel fish, is a strikingly unusual deep-sea species that seems straight out of a science fiction movie. Residing at depths of around 1,000 meters underwater, this fish is renowned for its transparent, fluid-filled head and its unique tubular eyes that continuously rotate within their sockets.
That is what this fish looks like. It basically has a glass skull. You can see everything that's going on inside.
This adaptation allows the barrel to see in all directions without moving its head. They help the fish filter out sunlight and enhance its ability to detect prey in the dark ocean depths. Despite their fascinating features, barrel fish are rarely encountered, and much about their behavior remains a mystery. Although they pose no threat to humans, their eerie appearance and rotating eyes make them one of the more unsettling creatures of the deep sea. 5. Japanese spider crabs. Crabs can be unnerving for many, but the Japanese spider crab takes fear to a whole new level. As one of the largest arthropods on Earth, it can grow up to 15 inches across and weigh as much as 44 pounds. Its formidable claws are powerful enough to potentially cause serious injury, so it's best to admire this colossal crab from a safe distance.
Big enough to be capable of devouring a human child. In case that's not scary enough, they can camouflage themselves to appear like just another part of the ocean floor.
Found in the deep waters of Japan, its long, spindly legs and spiky shell make it look like something straight out of a horror film. Despite its intimidating appearance, this crab is more of a scavenger, feeding on dead marine matter rather than actively hunting. But beware of it ever turning on you, because that's when you need to run for dear life. They are also one of the world's largest arthropods, with a body structure that includes no backbone, an external skeleton, and multiple jointed appendages. Japanese spider crabs inhabit the Pacific side of Japan, extending as far south as Taiwan. They live at depths ranging from 164 feet to a chilly 1,640 feet, spawning at the shallower end of this range. They thrive in temperatures around 50 degrees. Their mottled orange and white bodies, cream-colored undersides, and spiny oval carapaces blend seamlessly with the rocky ocean floor. These features, along with their round shells and long legs, give them an arachnid-like appearance, hence their common name. Males are larger than females, with bigger chelipeds, the legs that hold their claws, while females have wider abdomens to carry their eggs. 6. Shark-eating isopods. Sea isopods might be smaller than sharks, but don't let their size fool you. They're just as deadly, if not more. Found at depths of 1,200 feet or more, these critters can grow up to 18 inches long and weigh around 3 pounds, with the ability to swallow entire sharks. They have a long, oval body, 4 sets of powerful jaws, and huge compound eyes. Known for their scavenging prowess, sea isopods use their sharp claws and incredible strength to latch onto prey with ease. In one memorable encounter, a sea isopod managed to capture and overpower a whole shark. With dozens of sharp claws underneath, these critters, deadly hunters and scavengers of the deep sea. While giant isopods are known for scavenging, they also actively hunt for live prey when the opportunity arises. Their carnivorous tendencies are essential for survival in the deep sea, where food can be scarce. Their strong mandibles allow them to tear into the tough exoskeletons of these animals, making them effective predators. When a giant isopod encounters a significant food source, it can enter a feeding frenzy. This allows them to consume large amounts of food in one sitting, storing energy for long periods when food isn't available. Their bodies can expand significantly to accommodate these large meals. 7. Vampire lamprey fish. These jawless parasites are among the ocean's most unwelcome guests. Picture an eel with bat-like wings and a body made of cartilage, kind of like a shark's cousin. They breathe through 7 gill openings behind their mouth and eyes.
They have a large circular mouth with rows of teeth. They also have teeth on their tongue.
Lamprey fish species are known to be older than dinosaurs and have been around in the world's oceans for centuries. Sea lampreys are often referred to as swimming noses due to their exceptional ability to detect smells in the water. They use this sense of smell to locate mates and ideal spawning streams. Biologists working on controlling sea lamprey populations have found ways to exploit this trait. By introducing sea lamprey pheromones into the water, they can attract or repel the lampreys. For instance, pheromones can be used to lure sea lampreys into traps. Lampreys generally avoid humans, but they can be pretty aggressive when they do attack. They're notorious for wreaking havoc on fish populations by feeding on them excessively, which can even lead to declines in certain species. Check out this lamprey clinging to a salmon with its sharp teeth. Once it's attached, it uses its round mouth to suck out blood, like a vampire of the sea.
They're native to the Atlantic Ocean. Early 1800s, they started to appear in Lake Ontario and the Great Lakes. They entered through the shipping channels.
8. Fang-toothed fish. This deep-sea dweller earns its name with its impressively large fang-like teeth, which are proportionally the biggest of any fish out there. These teeth give the fang-tooth a seriously fierce bite. But that's not all that's terrifying about this fish. Its body is covered in scales that make it look like it's been through a horror movie, giving it a dead, burnt appearance.
Toothed fish, it's got teeth so big it can't even shut its mouth. In fact, they're the biggest teeth for body size in the whole ocean.
To top it off, its eyes have a creepy, lifeless look. Fangtooths inhabit the twilight zone of the ocean, about 1,000 meters below the surface. Imagine swimming in the dark depths and suddenly encountering one of these eerie, sharp-toothed fish.
This is really rare footage. You don't see many of these. They may be more common than we think, but they come from 600 meters. Perhaps up to a kilometer down.
It's a sight that would make anyone's skin crawl. 9. Ghost shark. Sharks are terrifying as they are, but ghost sharks take it to a whole new level. These horrific creatures, also known as chimeras, dwell in the icy depths of the ocean over 8,000 feet below the surface. Chimeras are fascinating fish, closely related to sharks, skates, and rays. You might not hear much about them because they typically dwell in deep waters up to 3,000 meters, making them hard to study in their natural habitat. But they've been around for more than 280 million years, yet they remain an extremely rare sight. In fact, the first ghost shark wasn't seen by humans until 1980. With their eerie, translucent appearance and otherworldly features, ghost sharks are like something straight out of a horror movie. And while we'd usually tell you to stay away from these deep-sea creatures, if you ever find yourself near a ghost shark, you're probably already frozen stiff in the cold, dark abyss where they live. 10. Sea snakes.
The sea snake is an animal surrounded in mystery, known for its incredibly powerful venom, but not much else.
Sea snakes, which actually include up to 50 different species, range from harmless to incredibly venomous. Some species are so toxic that they could potentially kill you with just a bite, even if it's only your swimsuit they get a hold of. Most sea snakes would prefer to avoid you if given the chance, so the best course of action is to keep your distance if you spot one. These ocean dwellers have evolved to thrive in their underwater habitat, and their potent venom is a defense mechanism against predators and prey alike. So, while they're fascinating creatures, it's good to stay away from them at all times. 11. Aliens of the deep. Ever wondered what alien life might look like underwater? Meet the paraphila, the jellyfish that might just be the closest thing we have to extraterrestrial life in our oceans. This deep-sea creature is known for its otherworldly appearance. The paraphila sports a bell-shaped body that glows with a deep red or orange hue thanks to its bioluminescence. Imagine an underwater lantern lighting up the dark depths of the ocean. Now you've got a picture of this jellyfish. But that's not where it ends. The paraphila's long, trailing tentacles are lined with stinging cells that help it capture prey like small fish and plankton. And while it might look intimidating, it's not a threat to humans. This jellyfish is a slow-moving, deep-sea dweller that is found between 200 and 1,500 meters below the surface. What makes the paraphila even more fascinating is its unique adaptations to the extreme conditions of the deep sea to attract prey and avoid predators. 12. Giant sea spiders. Pycnogonids are deep-sea critters related to the spiders we see on land, earning them the nickname sea spiders. While the ones you find in tide pools are usually tiny and hard to spot, the deep-sea species are a whole different story. Some of these underwater spiders have legs that can stretch over 50 centimeters or 20 inches across. Researchers from the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute have observed at least 2 species of the colossundice group in the depths of Monterey Canyon. These sea spiders are quite the travelers. They can walk or even swim using their 8 legs. But it gets even creepier. Pycnogonidae are suctorial predators, meaning they feed by sucking the bodily fluids from other marine animals. 13. Goliath tigerfish. With their razor-sharp teeth, Goliath tigerfish can easily grow up to 5 feet long, making them some of the most dangerous creatures in the sea, not just because of their size and strength, but also because this species is extremely territorial. Tigerfish have stripes all over their bodies and are considered to be the deadliest creatures in African waters. Native to the Congo River Basin, these fish are 70 pounds heavy and deadly enough to fight off crocodiles with their razor-sharp teeth that help them tear their prey apart, making them one of the deadliest creatures in the sea. As long as you don't invade their space, you're safe. But as soon as they feel like they're threatened, they won't think twice before unleashing their fury. According to statistics, at least 373,000 people have been killed by tiger attacks between 1800 and 2009.
We've got one Goliath. Look at those teeth. These are the fierce predators of the Congo.
Encountering a Goliath tigerfish in the wild can be a harrowing experience for humans. Renowned for their aggressive nature and powerful bite, these fish might be small but pose a significant threat. If a human were to come across a Goliath tigerfish, the fish's instinct might be to perceive the person as a potential threat or prey. These fish have been known to attack fishermen and swimmers who venture into their territory. The combination of their speed, strength, and sharp teeth makes them capable of causing severe lacerations. In some cases, these attacks can be fatal, especially in remote areas where immediate medical assistance is not available. 14. Goblin shark. Meet the goblin shark, one of the most bizarre and fascinating creatures of the deep sea. With a lineage tracing back around 125 million years, these ancient sharks are often referred to as living fossils. The most striking features of the goblin shark are its long snout, called a rostrum, and its teeth. The rostrum is equipped with special organs that help the shark locate prey in the low light of its deep-sea habitat by sensing the electric fields created by other fish. The teeth are long and scraggly, and unlike most sharks, the goblin shark's teeth are visible even when its mouth is fully closed. So, these sharks cannot fit all of their teeth inside their mouths. They are believed to be active predators, feeding on fish, squids, and pelagic crustaceans. When hunting, they use their sensitive rostrum to detect prey, then extend their jaws far from their mouths to grasp their target.
It has the ability to distend its jaw way out in front of its body and then snap it back to catch food.
This feeding method makes them look more like creatures from an alien movie than typical sharks. Goliath tigerfish are apex predators, meaning they have few natural enemies. When hunting, they rely on their keen sight to detect meals and have a unique ability to sense low-level frequencies, helping them detect nearby prey. Scientists believe these fish use their powerful bite force to stun and kill their prey. They don't use their massive teeth for chewing. Instead, once they kill their prey, they swallow it whole. 15. Blue-ringed octopus. When it comes to the ocean, the blue-ringed octopus might be one of the most dangerous animals in the world. It weighs only around 30 grams, but don't be fooled by the size of these octopi because they have enough poison in one dose of its venom to kill up to 20 adult men. On the bright side, these octopi tend to avoid humans altogether, and if you ever heard of it killing a human, it's probably the human's fault for messing with it.
And they are masters of camouflage. Its normal color pattern perfectly blends in to this silty environment.
So as long as you admire these beasts from a distance, they won't harm you. They're mostly found around the Pacific Ocean, with the highest concentrations being around the eastern Australian coast. Blue-ringed octopuses flash their iridescent blue rings when threatened, signaling their deadly toxin. This toxin, tetrodotoxin, blocks sodium ion channels, preventing nerves from signaling muscles. This can lead to rapid muscle paralysis, including the muscles needed for breathing, resulting in respiratory arrest and potentially death. The time it takes for the toxin to paralyze muscles can vary from 20 minutes to 24 hours. But here's the interesting part. These octopi don't produce tetrodotoxin themselves. It's made by symbiotic bacteria in their salivary glands. This makes them both poisonous and venomous, meaning a lethal dose can be delivered through a bite or even just by touch. Despite their toxicity, only 3 people are known to have died from blue-ringed octopus bites, according to. There have been numerous close calls, however. In March, a woman survived after being bitten twice by a blue-ringed octopus near Sydney. In 2006, a 4-year-old boy nearly died after being bitten in Queensland, eventually recovering after 17 hours on a ventilator. 16. Stonefish. Allows them to blend seamlessly into their environment, making them almost impossible to spot.
Ooh. Incredible. This rather remarkable fish is an ambush hunter. Whoa! Wow! That was an explosion of venom. It really is like someone taking a hypodermic syringe and just squeezing the liquid up into the air.
The more venom that is injected, the worse it is for you. Stings result in severe pain, swelling, tissue death, and potentially even death. 17. Saltwater crocodile. The saltwater crocodile is the largest reptile on the planet, reaching lengths of over 23 feet and weighing more than 2,200 pounds. These crocs are deadly predators and can eat just about any animal that gets too close, even large birds and mammals. Unlike most crocodile species that prefer to avoid humans, saltwater crocodiles are known for their aggression, partly because they are very territorial. They are responsible for several dozen attacks on humans each year, which gives them a scary reputation. Saltwater crocs have incredibly powerful jaws, creating the strongest bite in the animal kingdom, with teeth up to 5 inches long. These features, along with their ability to hold their breath for long periods, make them perfect hunters of large land mammals. They often lie in wait along the water's edge and launch a sudden attack on any prey that comes near. These ancient creatures have been thriving in their environment since before the dinosaurs went extinct, giving them a somewhat prehistoric look. 18. Anglerfish. Known to be one of the ugliest creatures of the deep sea, anglerfish are known for their temper. There are over 200 species of anglerfish, primarily found in the murky depths of the Atlantic and Antarctic Oceans, often as far as a mile below the surface. Some species also inhabit shallow, tropical waters.
Anglerfishes, in general, are named for the modified dorsal fin spine that they use to lure prey.
Generally, these fish are dark gray to dark brown, featuring enormous heads and crescent-shaped mouths filled with sharp, translucent teeth. While some anglerfish can grow up to 3.3 feet in length, most are much smaller, typically less than a foot long. The anglerfish's most distinctive feature, found only in females, is a piece of dorsal spine that extends above their mouths like a fishing pole, which is how they get their name. This fishing rod is tipped with a lure of luminous flesh, attracting prey close enough to be captured. Thanks to their enormous mouths and flexible bodies, anglerfish can swallow prey twice their size. 19. Frilled Shark. The frilled shark is a sea creature that has remained largely unchanged for about 80 million years, which is why they are known as living fossils.
Called a living fossil, the eel-like species lives at a depth of 500 to 1,000 meters.
Frilled sharks are usually found near the seafloor by the continental and island shelves, and you're very unlikely to come across one in real life. However, some of these frilled sharks have actually even made their way up to the surface, so you can never be too careful. They have one of the largest jaws in the world when it comes to sharks and could easily devour you whole. Their snake-like bodies and frilled gills give them an eerie, almost prehistoric appearance, adding to their mystique and the unsettling feeling they provoke. So while you might not see one of these ancient creatures during your lifetime, the thought of them lurking in the deep is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. 20. Red-toothed triggerfish. The red-toothed triggerfish has a reputation for being aggressive. These deep purple fish with blue-green highlights and glowing blue fins might seem colorful and intriguing, but that's where it ends. Their tiny, needle-sharp red teeth are a big part of why they're so notorious. With a mouth that always seems to be grinning, these fish are always ready to inflict serious damage on anything and anyone they perceive as a threat. Red-toothed triggerfish aren't shy about their aggressive nature. They make a grunting sound when they're annoyed, and they can shift their color from purple to blue-green based on their mood. This color change isn't just for show. It's a warning to potential predators or rivals. So, if you're swimming in their territory, remember, their vibrant colors and sounds aren't just for show. They're part of a survival strategy that warns you to keep your distance.